Let's be real. Back up in the building, man. Let's be real about Coach today. We got Savage back from his parental leave. leave. Oh, man. Well, as y'all can see, we're short-handed, man. Well, not short-handed. We just going to go 3-on-3 ball.
Yes, sir.
We're about the whole 5-and-5. Unlike, Team USA. You might as well play 3-on-3 right, too.
Right, bro. Right. Well, first things first, man. Welcome back, Savage. Man, been missing you for real. Of course, you ruffle some feathers with your NBA Finals talk, and we'll get more into that just a little bit. But of course, excuse my French, but what the hell? What the hell are we watching in Team USA basketball? Right? Like I'm watching the game, and I'm like, Evan Fournier was cool, pretty cool guy. You know what I'm saying? Put us up for what, 26? What was
28?
28.
28.
I'm like, bro, okay, so he'll score, but who's gonna save us? Nobody's getting shots, nobody's playing defense. And overall, in my opinion, they don't look like they're having fun at all. Like I didn't see nobody like at least crack a smile. So of course, you don't know what I'm talking about. USA lost today, first game. And was it 25 games for Team USA basketball, the whole Redeem team in 2008? They didn't lose in 2012. They didn't lose so 25 games straight, something like that. All down the drain for the first game for this Team USA. So how y'all feel about it?
Oh. My guy Dom, who was the leader. How do I feel about it? Hey, I think, during the exhibition play, me, I'm the person kind of looks on the light side. It's like, all right, it's like preseason NFL. I don't take too much from it. Now, of course, the stars don't play in the preseason NFL, so it's much different. But in this case, I'm like, teams still need to develop a little bit of chemistry. They might get together. It still didn't look good, but it's like, they might get together. All right, everybody's there. Drew Holiday, all you folks just got there, fresh off a championship ring. You hoping maybe they give, maybe they care.
They have more than anybody on their team.
Yeah, exactly. Which is pitiful, very pitiful. So it's just a matter of caring or not. I just don't think they care. I know the roster construction wasn't good and anything. They have a 2-point guard. They added JaVale McGee to replace Kevin Love. Stuff like that. I think a lot of players declining because they didn't invite people initially, like John and Trae Young and stuff like that. So I think the problem is the players that are there don't care that much. They're just there so they won't get fined. Words of Marshawn Lynch. Not seriously, but that's how they playing. They just playing like, all right, cool. We just here, whatever. So I don't know. If they play like they care, they should win the gold. But it doesn't look like they will.
Yeah, so Shar, you brought up a good point about caring. When they get these players, they gotta like get people that actually say, hey, I want to play for Team USA, play for my country, understand the role that I am placed into once I'm on Team USA, and then go out there and play basketball, man. Like I didn't even watch the game because I was on the podcast, but Evan Fournier, like why does Team USA always get killed by like random NBA players that don't get buckets in the NBA? That's just crazy to me. I mean, I understand it within like coaching and offense because offense is a little bit more important in like FIBA and Olympic ball, but like how are players like Carlos Arroyo and other random players just killing it? But conversely, like Kevin Durant had 10 points. I'm like, what? Like, how does that even happen for Kevin Durant? Kevin Durant is like the purest scorer we have ever seen, but he only got 10 points. That to me is like he clearly didn't care. He couldn't have cared because like if Kevin Durant can go get 50 points against Giannis and Middleton and Drew Holiday by himself with Blake Griffin and other players, I know he can get 20 points against freaking France. Like, come on, man. They got to figure out something with the recruitment. But at the same time, I'm gonna give like USA this. they do have like an ebb and flow type of feel when it comes to Olympic sports because like early 2000s, it wasn't looking too good with like Allen Iverson and Lamar Odom on the roster. And then at some point, you're like, all right, y'all, let's go ahead and stop playing, and we all get together. And then like the next, like 2008, they got together. So I think in 4 years they'll get together. Still got time right now, but like, it's just that's embarrassing to be honest. To Evan Fournier, and then of all people, Rudy Gobert. Like, come on, man, come on, y'all. So I think they still gonna be able to compete. But how fast can they fix the plane while it's in the air remains to be seen. I don't know.
I think Dom put shout out to Dom who's been commenting on us. I think he brought up two good things. One, who is our leader, like, right? And y'all know me, King Durant, Kevin Durant. I put my, that's my guy. But I've always said since the beginning of his career, he's not a leader. He's just a basketball player. And I think that we really saw that in this game specifically because, of course, he only had 10 points, but it's like, where are they going to get that enthusiasm to make the better play for the next person from? Because if you look at they starting five outside of Draymond Green are bucket getters in their own right. You know what I'm saying? And you got Drew Holiday, who just literally came from the NBA Finals and coming in and putting the energy that I wish everybody else could have played with. So that's one. And pull up his other second comment real quick, Sharp. They're not getting NBA fouls. I agree 100,000% with that. And I think that the NBA refs need to take a look at how these FIBA refs are going because the game flow was still a hell of a lot better. And I still enjoyed, even though Team USA got their ass whooped, I enjoyed watching them get their ass whooped because it was because they lost to I don't want to say a better team, but when you're going into the fourth quarter losing and all you're doing is arguing and yelling at each other, trying to hype each other up through that, you're going to ultimately lose to a team that's been together for years. And that's why coming into it, I said that I don't expect Team USA to win a gold this year. How y'all feel about that after watching this game? Y'all think it's still too early or what's up?
It's probably still kind of early because, I mean, you still got Kevin Durant, Jason Tatum. Like, these still like the best players in the world. But it's a matter of, like you said, the team, like France is not better than USA, like on paper. But like when the game plays out and you running your offense and like you've spent time playing together and Team USA has not done that, that shows itself. It kind of reminds me of like, and anybody who played AU basketball knows this. When you get your team full of your players and then you play that random team from like Collierville and they come in, run the offense, nobody athletic, but they can shoot shots and they can get the backdoor cuts. That will kill you like Tom Brady doing check down passes. And that's what's going on with Team USA.
Fundamentals.
Yep, main thing.
Yep. It's still too early because, like I said, we're still the most talented team, but it's not looking good. Like I said, they got to play like they want it, and also goes into what Savage was saying about offense. Coach Pop, like he need to get the majority of the blame from the roster construction and the way they're playing. I don't know what kind of system he's running. Like
Jack
just out there, yeah. Like actually do something. Like. Just let them go out there playing, just pick up ball. Like, that's not going to work. These other teams, they actually practice together. They actually play together, so.
I agree. Y'all know I love me some Coach Pop, but he's like the worst coach to have in this situation. And I say that because he's having trouble adjusting to the current NBA game now, which is being modern after overseas, like the European style game. And now you're actually playing the overseas game now. And I think that Pop may be getting exposed to some extent. I hate to say that word to the GOAT coach, but it's like you're getting exposed because, like you said, Sharky, it's a different style of play. And those backdoor cuts and the fundamentals. What up, Trev? Hey, trying here on with it, bro. Those fundamentals is what have killed Team USA basketball. So let's go on to that until NBA Finals. Of course, shout out everybody checking us out on Let Me Be Real. Good talk there. Savage, like I said, you've been missing for forever, but you've been ruffling some feathers on social media, specifically the Suns fans. Of course, my heart was into it. Emotions took the best of me, and I did have the Suns winning. You called the Bucks winning months ago. You said that they were the best team in the league, and now that we have you on the podcast, I want you to explain your reasoning and why you were right for calling the Bucks the best team in the league.
Like when I watched those two games, they played the Nets back to back, sometime earlier in the season, and I just saw like how it was like a well-oiled machine. It was kind of ugly at times, but like you still had Giannis, you still had Middleton, you still had Drew Holiday, you had Coach Bud, who I'm giving a shout out if nobody else do. Give a shout out to Coach Bud. I felt like I don't know. Like I feel like when I saw that block that Giannis had on KD, that like sold me. I was like, oh, okay, this is mano a mano, and it's kind of ironic because Giannis didn't guard KD at all in the playoffs. But I feel like that was a product of coaching. And the big thing about the Bucks is that, like I said on IDK, everybody understands their role. Nobody is going beyond who they are, and that is going to pay dividends for them down the road, which it did. Chris Middleton, despite what Perkins says, he knows that he ain't Batman, but he knows that my job is to get buckets. If Giannis not getting buckets, or if he is getting buckets, let me make sure I get 20, 25 points. Drew Holiday, he was an all-star, all-defensive player. He was not charged to score, even though it was very helpful for him to score. He was charged to, like, hey, 94 feet, sit in the chair against Trae Young, sit in the chair against Chris Paul, sit in the chair against Devin Booker if you got to. Everybody understands their role, and there are no egos. That's why I say it's Spurs-esque, where you have Ginobili, Parker, Tim Duncan. All of them can go get 30 if they need to, but it's not necessarily a have to. It's not a requirement. If Tim Duncan get 40 points, let him get 40. If Ginobili run the offense, let him run the offense. If Tony Parker get to the lane at will, let him get to the lane at will. And I feel like each game was like a different story because you had Drew Holiday had 27, 13, and 6. Chris Middleton can go for 40. Giannis put up 50. Everybody had their time to shine, and there were no egos. Nobody was mad. It was like I said, a well-oiled machine. On the other side with the Suns, nobody was helping Devin Booker at all, like at all. Booker's gonna be all right. Like we know he's gonna be okay. Like he has the mentality for it. He's built for it. But the Suns have got to do something with Chris Paul. I don't know if he comes back next year because I'm not paying Chris Paul $40 million. I am not doing that. Like I'm just not. DeAndre Ayton, he's young. He has time to develop. But I didn't see more from him in the scoring department that kind of complements Devin Booker. Booker can go get 40, 50, 70 points. We've seen it before. But if nobody's helping him, then what's the point? You're basically like Kobe back in like 2005, 2006 before he got Pau Gasol. So the Suns got some questions to answer, in my opinion. And being on the national stage has kind of like brought some attention to that. And that's why, speaking on the Grizzlies, I want them to have the national spotlight so you can say, oh, that's a flaw. That's a flaw. We need to make changes to help our superstar. In this case, Devin Booker. So is Chris Paul back next year? I don't know. He can't really score, Trevor. He can get buckets, but he ain't like scoring like in a helpful, meaningful way for like the duration of a series. And I'll close it right here. Like I said, Coach Bud is not an in-game adjuster. He's a game-by-game adjuster, which he proved in this series against the Suns, where they didn't lose anymore after game 2. So Bucks did win in 6. Next year will be next year, but for right now is King Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Shock, you got anything to add on that one?
Hey man, respect to you. I think Sheedy picked Bucks. I think he said he text you the winner, which I still think that's crazy. The winner of this series, Miami wasn't whatever. Both of y'all, shout out to y'all. Like I said, injuries happen every year, so I'm not gonna go to the whole Kyrie injury that happened. Milwaukee took advantage and they got through and pulled everything off. Shout out to Giannis. It was pleasant. Like I kind of want to see Chris Paul win, but it didn't matter. Seeing Giannis win, seeing that emotion. The 50 nuggets, not 51, not 49. The 50-piece at Chick-fil-A he ordered, which is right, half Sprite, half lemonade. That used to make all the time one right there. Hey, it was fun to see. Glad he got on one. It's still crazy. Like he just all the criticism we gave him at age 24, age 25 for not pulling out for losing 4 straight. He just did what he just did in the finals. They did 2 years ago when they lost to Toronto. They were up 2-0. They lost game 3 in overtime when he fouled out, and Toronto won 4 straight in the East Conference Finals. Then last year, lost to Miami. So it was just nice to see that the team kind of stuck together. They made that key piece trading Eric Bledsoe for Drew Holiday and also trade for PJ Tucker mid-season this season as well to help put them over the top. And it's just nice to see the growth in Coach Bud as well. And it does give me optimism about Taylor Jenkins because I was starting to see Taylor Jenkins, Coach Bud. It was like, okay, I think Coach Bud actually finally make adjustments. Now I have belief that Taylor Jenkins will get better as the years go along as the Grizzlies coach. So it was a nice sight to see, man. Shout out to Milwaukee. Shout out to the small market. Another thing that makes me look forward to the Memphis Grizzlies in the future as well.
Cool. So before we move on a scale of 1 to 10, I'll go 8. What chances do y'all give Milwaukee to repeat? And I say an 8 because, like, Milwaukee, they know who they are, right? We seen the media kill Giannis for the things that he's not good at, as they tend to do with a lot of players. So he focused on what he is good at, and he did go 17 from 19 for the free throw line. He's not playing Olympic ball, to my understanding, right? Mm-hmm. So he got a full summer to relax and get better at his game. And I think that we are going to see, a King Giannis per se. He is the best player on the championship winning team. And the Bucks, we saw Coach Bud take that next step. We saw them add Jrue Holiday, which I think is the perfect pick for them. They still got Brook Lopez, and they still got Middleton, who, like y'all said, is a bucket getter in his own right. The Bucks took that next step to where it's like they can be there again next year. And I think outside of injury for the next, I think they have a good chance to repeat. How y'all feel about that? 1 to 10.
It's so hard to repeat. You got to have like a crazy amount of talent, which is why teams like the Lakers and the Warriors repeat. I believe that's the only 2 teams, well, Miami Heat, I think, too, that have repeated in the past 2 decades, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think they will repeat. I mean, that's like 2 wins of last. I don't know, but gun to my head, I would say it's like a 3 out of 10 they will repeat, because I feel like Brooklyn's going to come back more motivated. Who else over there? Okay, who else? Miami's gonna come back. I think they're gonna come back. I don't know, Sharky. Miami gotta do something over there to do something better.
What about your Knicks, bro? You got another something coaching.
We'll see about New York. I don't know.
He left. He ain't coaching on the road.
You a free agent coach now?
For now, hold on. Give me time.
He was looking at the Milwaukee job, but now they won, so he's taking it off.
You can't get on the bandwagon.
I'm looking at the Warriors job, honestly, but not for real.
Hey, me and you put our heads together, bro. We can make some magic.
I feel like with Miami, and I'm not doing this just because CD and Sharky. I feel like Miami is the only team that understand how to guard Giannis. And if they get some type of help for Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo and get rid of Tyler Hero and other player they don't need, they can compete with Milwaukee, but it remains to be seen. So I think that Brooklyn, I mean, we saw what Kevin Durant did by himself.
Did you go to Charlotte?
I did say Charlotte, huh? I forget. We'll see.
You pretty good.
I'll know. I'll let y'all know before the season starts where I'm coaching it. But yeah, I'm gonna give it a 3 because, one, it's hard to repeat. My bad. It's hard to repeat in general, so I'm gonna say a 3.
Man, that's tough. I'm gonna say a 5 or a 6. I give them maybe a 7. I give them a pretty good shot. It's like it's Brooklyn and them. It all depends on, and Trevor just mentioned it, Kawhi. If Kawhi comes to Miami, he did just have surgery though on partially torn ACL, so I'm not sure if the surgery is the same as a fully torn ACL. So we'll see if he's actually out for next season. So that's the questions that need to be answered on that end with Kawhi, whether he comes to Miami or stays with the Clippers or go wherever he goes. Staying in Miami, I did hear Trevor, and I disagree with what he said about Miami has the pieces to trade for Dame. If they're not including Bam or Jimmy in that trade, if I'm Portland, what you trading me for Dame in Miami? Tyler Hero?
Apparently.
Doc Robinson, free agent. Name me another player on that roster. Goran Dragic, free agent. Okay. So yeah, I did disagree with him when I heard him say that the other day. I was like, who do we got? If they're not trading Bam in that trade, and yeah, that's a toss up. So unless Kawhi goes to Miami, it may be another trade out there. Maybe they could pull off a Dame trade. I don't know, but because they don't have draft picks either, so it's hard to think. I don't think they really have draft picks to really send as well. So Philly, if they make the right trade when they trade first trade Ben Simmons and trade him for something, Philly could have a shot. But Milwaukee is right there. I mean, it just kind of depends on Brooklyn have 4 seasons to get the chemistry. But it kind of comes down to injuries again. Then, of course, the Western Conference, the Lakers will be back. But once again, injury. LeBron is another year older. AD stays hurt at the wrong time. Kyrie stays hurt at the wrong time. So the things could stack back up for them to repeat. But I give them a solid shot. I say 6, but it's not like total. Like there's no way they can repeat. That's a shot they can, but we kind of got to see how everything happens this offseason with moves made. Like I said, Miami could pull something off with anybody, but we'll see. Tyler Hero's trade stock went down, so I don't. They should have struck. They should have struck by the irons hot last year.
That's
all right. All right. Let's get on to real talk. Name of this episode is Coach. Y'all ain't heard. Y'all sleeping under a rock. The SWAC media days were last week, and Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, prime time, apparently walked out of a media session because one of the media people called him Deion, and he wanted him to refer to him as Coach. He called Deion. He's like, no, man, refer to me as Coach. You went Nick Saban. You went called Nick Saban Nick, and yada yada. So the guy said, hi, okay, Deion. Call him Deion again. Therefore, he he got stepping. Walked it out with the video, the walk it out song. But I seen people get on Deion. I'm for him on this case. So how do y'all feel? Do y'all feel like he was right in what he did? Do you think he was right in wanting to be referred to as Coach, and also walking out? Do y'all think he was right or wrong?
Yeah, you go, sir. You go, sir.
Okay. I mean, if the man want to be called Coach, he is a coach. He gonna be called Coach Prime, Coach Deion, Coach Sanders. Then I would say respect the man for what he wants, and he's not asking for much, in my opinion. I mean, now some coaches, they're okay with you calling them by their first name, depending on the relationship. I don't know the relationship between Deion and the reporter or whoever asked the question. But if he asked y'all, I think he asked like last year, if I'm not mistaken, like call me Coach Prime or Coach whatever, then just respect the man's wishes. It's not that much to ask for to do that. Now I have seen coaches be called by their first name in my experience. So I've even when like Coach Hollins was here for the Grizzlies, they called him Lionel. I've seen that, but again, it's a matter of like the relationship. And so if he asked to be called Coach, and just call him Coach, man, don't make it difficult. Now as far as him walking out, I think that's fine in my opinion too, because I'm not gonna tolerate disrespect if I ask you to call me Coach. I'm not just anybody. I'm the coach of the Jackson State football team. So yeah, I'm fine with how everything carried out, and hopefully they call him Coach going forth, because that's ridiculous to call him Deion again after he said call me Coach. So right. Trevor, like he doubled down on it. Yeah, I don't like that.
That double down on it is what got me. Like, I think Coach is one of those titles that he definitely worked for. That's the title he wanted. Like, it's like if a doctor say, please refer to me as doctor or lawyer and all those different things, Mrs. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all have y'all Mrs. It's not Miss anymore. It's Mrs. Refer to me as such and respect me. So it's not like Coach Prime was like saying, hey, call me Coach Sanders. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's just refer to me Coach Prime, Coach Deion, whatever. Just refer to me as a coach as you would to any other coach that was any other race. I think that he's just trying to get respect from his reporters, the people that cover the game. And he was disrespected. So if you're not going to respect me and my time for being here with y'all, I got better things to do anyway. So I'm a dip. I mean, it's just simple as that. People got to start respecting, especially if he asks, if he asks you, hey, Coach, call me Coach. All right, Deion. All right. I'm out. So, I mean, Coach Prime did what he was supposed to. He did the right thing, and on to the next, and hopefully the reporter either learn this lesson or don't get invited to the next one. So it is what it is.
Yeah, I think it's like a different conflicting reports. I think Deion said he didn't walk out, but then I also look at the interview. I don't know if that was the actual reporter in the interview or was there like I don't know. It's kind of a look, because social media just
blow it up.
Ain't no telling what you're watching out here. But I think he did have a pretty good relationship with the reporter, but he doubled down. Called him Deion after you actually called him Coach, right? I think maybe the reporter got mad because he went on a spiel about, hey, you want to call Nick Saban Nick Saban, cut you out, you did that. Whatever it means. If he actually call him Coach, respect him, right? Coach, you can call him Coach Deion. Coach Prime is perfect. That's what you call him, Coach Prime, man. Like, don't make this harder than it has to be. So the criticism I've seen against Deion, people talking about his ego, statistical, yada yada. This case that had nothing to do with it, in my opinion. But
I think in order to be one of the best in the game, arguably the best in the game, you got to have some kind of ego. Like people kill me with that. You know, Jordan had an ego. LeBron got an ego. Kobe had an ego. I he kind of did have an ego. Like most of the best players, Tom Brady got an ego. Like you need an ego to be the best at your game.
Yeah, we know.
Come on, man.
And we know Deion has ego. We saw in the NFL, everything he did with Jerry Curry. Come on, we know he has ego.
But this nigga is prime time.
Right.
Like,
thank you.
Come on, man.
This specific scenario had nothing to do with his ego. That was straight up respect.
Respect, man. That's it. It's respect.
So, I mean,
on top of that, he giving you prime, like Coach Prime. He giving you like a little bit of love. I say, you call me Coach Prime. You ain't gonna say Coach Sanders. Like, just get the man. Just call him Coach Prime or CP or something. What you want to call him?
But yeah, I mean, if y'all don't have anything else, man, that's how I wanted to really get with on that end. Just like, man, the whole respect, disrespect, like just respect.
Yep.
All right, on to the NFL. So DeAndre Hopkins made headlines after the NFL's COVID protocols for this season came out. So he tweeted out, by the way, and delete tweet. I'm so tired of players.
Delete
tweets, man. Like, stop. Just don't tweet it out or leave it. Like, live by what you say, man. Like, but by the way, I got 9 more years in me. Y'all have a good day. Which, as a Titans fan, we played them the first game of the season. So if you want to see out the first game, be my guest. Please be my guest, D-Hop. We don't want to see you again. We saw you twice every year until last year, so we really don't want to see you again. So be my guest. But basically, NFL sent out a memo describing the ramifications. They said a forfeit will be declared for a postponed game that can't be rescheduled within the 18-game framework of the season and is caused by an outbreak among unvaccinated players on one team. In addition, if a forfeit occurs, players on both teams will lose their game checks. So I think they said 75% of the league is vaccinated, or it's some type of number I've seen. 75. I think 75%, but I think different teams. So it varies by team by team. We have seen some players like Cole Beasley talking about he's not getting vaccinated and things like that. And also, NFL also said players will be subjected to a fine of $14,000 every time they violate the COVID-19 procedures. So, what are y'all thoughts about the NFL's COVID protocol for this season?
One thing I don't like about that, like you can't fine somebody if it's a choice. I don't agree with that. Because if it's not a choice, then I understand the fine of 14.
Well, it's that they violate. It's when so if you don't get vaccinated, you gotta wear a mask, and you still gotta follow the same protocol. So if they violate that as unvaccinated,
okay. I'm about to sound like how you gonna find them if it's a choice? Okay, gotcha. All right, in that case. I understand the NFL is about the power of the almighty dollar. They want to make their money because last year they lost a lot of money not having fans there. And so likewise, they're trying to protect the product to keep the product, protect the shield by having all of your good players out there, including D-Hop, including Cole Beasley, who played well alongside of Stephon Diggs. So I understand why they want to do that. And if players are upset about that, then put your money where your mouth is, like the Vikings O-line coach who said, you know what, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? I mean, at the end of the day, it is a choice. It's a choice to get vaccinated or not. But if your workplace has rules in place for the protection of that product, so like here in Memphis, if you're in St. Jude, you work for St. Jude, and you don't get vaccinated, given the population you work with, you're going to get fired. That makes sense. Within the NFL, a product where you're closely hitting people and breathing and scratching and blood and all type of stuff, it makes sense. If you don't get vaccinated and something happens, then you forfeit or whatever. So I get it. I don't know. It's the pandemic has brought a lot of craziness to the situation. I just want to see football be played. That's all I want to see. I just want to see football be played one way or another. So hopefully they get it together. But I mean, I don't know what Cole Beasley's gonna do. I doubt D-Hop say I'm not playing football anymore. I mean, he's too damn good to stop playing football. But then again, things have happened. So
he can miss one game,
that one.
I think that like we're going from the no fun league to the no freedom league, right? Like Savage, I agree with you 100,000%. Like, of course, it's all about the almighty dollar. They lost the money, a lot of money, so they're gonna definitely try to appease the normal football fans that each of us are. But when you start to find them for lifestyle decisions, I think that that's kind of gonna get iffy because you can take it from point A to point B with the snap of a finger, just because like we saw with the NBA when they tried to do it early in the season. It's like, no, you can't chill with each other after the game, no jersey swaps, whatever. Straight up, they only lasted for like 2-3 weeks, and they were back to doing whatever the hell that they wanted to do. So I think this is the NFL attempting to make something happen. Whether they continue to go along with it or not, is going to be remain the same. But I think that once the NFL start taking money, just because a player says no, I think that we're going to see a bigger issue. And unfortunately, we do see NFL players like D-Hop deleting their tweets. I think, of course, the NFL has something to do with it. But like I said, no freedom. I don't want to get the vaccine, and I can't have a voice for not voicing it. So more to be said about this one. Of course, it may eventually be a race thing. I don't see any teams missing out on playing. I don't see the NFL, not having, I don't see any games not being played, is what I'm trying to say. But be cautious of this. They tried to make COVID dollars a thing. They try to make COVID dollars a thing. So just beware as a football fan. Of course, I'm ready to watch some football, but as a black man who don't see much freedoms in sports, period, I think it's just another freedom being taken away. So that's just me.
Yeah. I think in my opinion, I don't see too big of a problem with the ruling. I think it's kind of left open. Like, how do you know if a player was vaccinated? Well, I guess, are you going to make the players who are vaccinated show proof that they were vaccinated? So you just keep a log of, oh, this player is vaccinated, this player is not. Like, how do you know if a player keep up with a player is vaccinated or not? Then how do you know that a vaccinated player causes a COVID outbreak? People are vaccinated and still get COVID. Now, right, their symptoms not as bad. You're not really getting that much symptoms, but you still can get COVID. So I think that's my only problem with it. I do understand what they're trying to do, though. I understand. I don't believe no games get forfeited, but I think it's kind of like a scare tactic. It's like, all right, if you don't get vaccinated or you don't follow the protocols, if you're not vaccinated, you could cost your team and your whole team a forfeit and a game check. So I think it's like more of a scare tactic, because I think last season everything was new. There was no vaccination, so they couldn't really forfeit the team, Right. But a lot of people called for Tice to get our game forfeited because our players decided to go practice at the high school stadium after we had COVID outbreak in the facility. So I think in the NFL they did so much retooling, trying to switch games around. Last year they trying to make sure this year they don't have to do it as much, and they trying to kind of like almost trying to create a bubble environment outside the bubble, if is what you want to call it. So I understand what they're trying to do. I don't think that their intentions are to really actually forfeit. It's just a scare tactic. And my problem with it is I just don't understand how they're going to actually keep up. It's NFL got, well, it's 50. I ain't about to do the calculations. 53 players times 32 teams. That's how many players they got. No. That's a lot of players.
50? That's right.
Yeah, if you count the practice squad. So they really do 63 times 32. 2,016 players.
Actually, it's more than that because practice squad get like 13 players now. So.
Yeah. And you also got to think about the coaches and the assistant coaches and the water people, the cleaners, and the owners, and the people in the ticket office, and the custodians.
Fans back in the stands, cheerleaders, the male cheerleaders we talked about,
the radio people, the analysts, the people that do press conferences, the people that wipe the mics that didn't do a good job last year when Rudy Gobert left, but that's neither here nor there. Like, it's
hey, low key, bro. We don't get on the people about that. Like, we got on Rudy Gobert. We ain't get on the people who were supposed to clean.
Like, damn, hope they didn't keep their job.
You own
COVID.
You own something. Oh man. All right, man. Just try to get anything else on. Well, I guess that ain't what happened in the NFL. Oh, before quick, I guess we can say this is breaking news. Deshaun Watson is reporting to Texans training camp. That was announced earlier today.
He's out there?
Yes, he is.
Oh,
He wanted to avoid the $50,000 a day fine that he was going to get.
So he's literally there so he won't get fined type shit.
Literally. Plus, you know, his case is still up in the air, so I mean, we don't know what's going on with it. But yeah, that was $50,000 a day. He was gonna get fined.
I'm surprised he hasn't been put on the exemption list yet. Like, there's too much going on. He has to be exempt from activities, right?
Because the Texans already moved on quarterback wise. I mean, are they gonna trade him now? Is anybody gonna try and trade him? It's a lot gonna go on. Just as long as I don't have to see him when the Titans get on the field against Texas this year, I'm fine.
$1,000, golly, man.
That's a lot. But I thought his contract, he's out there.
Wow, nigga, that's a lifestyle. $50,000 for one day.
I feel like the NFL needs to move fines and just pay somebody student loan with them. Like where's that money going? Honestly, where the money going? Go pay somebody student loans or something.
Right, where is it going?
What are we doing? That's community service, man.
All right, man. All right, college. Savage.
Ladies and gentlemen, the NCAA got a problem on their hands.
Do they really? You just now noticing that?
they have another problem. They got another problem. Texas and Oklahoma. Is it all but confirmed that they're trying to go to the SEC now? They've been behind closed doors having meetings and they're trying to get out of the Big 12. And it looks like it's about to happen. I personally would not be surprised if the SEC just breaks off from the NCAA and just have their own, 16-team, 24-team conference and just do it like that. But just overall, how y'all feel about this pretty much about to be set in stone? And what is the future of the Big 12 and the other conferences after this, to be honest?
The Big 12 done. There's no way. I know you had Memphis fans talking about, hey, let's go to the Big 12. But the Big 12 is through. The Big 12 is through. For one, it goes down from 10 to 8 teams. Right.
I forget they got 10 teams.
Yeah, they got 10 teams in the Big 12, right? Because they never added, they pump faked on adding 2 teams, and they didn't include Memphis in their final 12. So now they go down to 8, and you lost Texas and Oklahoma. That is your conference.
That literally.
Texas has their own Longhorn network. Oklahoma is the only team that's made to the college football playoff in the Big 12. Oh.
Damn. That's true.
They leave, you might as well. Iowa State might as well go to the Big 10. Well, Iowa is, you know what I'm saying?
You're ain't Northwestern in the Big 10? Okay, never mind.
Yeah. All these teams, they about to dip. This is the Big 12.
Kansas State?
Might as well join the them teams might as well come to the AAC, man. They look out here come to AAC, bro. Big 12 through. But I think it's good. I mean, hey, I'm fine with it. Unfortunately, I'm a Tennessee fan, so I mean, it makes it worse for us. But I mean, I didn't perceive us winning soon or anyway. Yeah, I gave up on that happening with them in football. Basketball got a shot, but coaching, good recruiting. I don't know if I'm coaching big time games, but
Orange versus Texas again, man.
Yeah. But at least Tennessee and Texas would be a rivalry. You can finally settle the burnt orange versus the bright orange debate in the UT. The real UT, so we can finally have that rivalry.
Get 2 versus Sharky and Trevor,
Yep, give me up. There'll be some fun times that happen. So
there's gonna be a lot of damn orange on that field.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Bro, that's gonna be bright. But
right as hell.
That's what it is. Gotta settle.
Dang. But I'm definitely with it. I think this is the death of Big 12 football. One of the lasting remaining things that the not cool at all league can try to do in order to establish some kind of dominance. And what I mean by that is that we already watch the SEC games, right? No matter pretty much who's playing, people gonna watch that game. So it's you're adding Texas and Oklahoma, two historic teams, keep their rivalry going, and now you put it in front of pretty much like the whole world continuously with the SEC. That only makes them better, but it's like now you make the playoffs a little bit better too, because you make it a little bit more competitive with that whole SEC thing as well. So I'm looking forward to it as well. I see some respect.
I'm like,
hey man, UT stand for Texas, and we all know that, but it's all good.
yeah, that's Cap.
Man, put some respect on Colt McCoy. Hold on.
Exactly, bro. Hold on, you're not disrespecting Colt like that.
You want to respect T. Martin? You put respect on T. Martin? What you talking about? T. Martin to pay Manning, boy. But come on now.
Yeah, I think that I think we had a discussion on Twitter. I think Don was in the discussion because I for years I actually, matter of fact, we did this project in class before about the Big 12 and how people were going to be moving around to other conferences. I remember this project.
Bro, this is freshman year, bro.
Yes, bro, freshman year. 10
years ago. Look at where we at. Wow.
So now it's like that's about to happen. So I mean, Memphis can stay where they at, to be honest, because I mean the American is a competitive basketball and football conference. I mean, I feel like Cincinnati is like a top 10 team this year preseason, and then basketball. I mean, we've had good basketball teams in the tournament. Houston at the Final Four. UCF was in the tournament. USF I think was in the tournament. So really, you can stay where you at, to be honest, unless the Southeastern Conference comes calling, then you just hop in. But I'm wondering how the money gets moved around if nobody cares about the Big 12 anymore. Can we get some of that Power 5 money over to the American? Like, what are we doing?
I think eventually it may happen like that because you're going to, like I said, with the Big 12 falling, it's going to be the small six by the time that everybody get done leaving. So you right on the money with that Memphis State Pat. Yeah. We got to get.
Like those teams could move to other conferences because who you got? Yeah. Who's left in the Big 12? Like
Iowa State.
You got Iowa State. You got Texas A&M, Texas Tech.
Nah, A&M is SEC. A&M is SEC.
Yeah, SEC. You're right.
Which they went there to get away from Texas.
So, I mean, I don't even know where's the money going, NCAA. Can you bring some money to the American Conference so we can get some more money here in Memphis? Because y'all mooching off Penny Hardaway. I need y'all to give us some money. Y'all owe us.
Oh, you got the Arkansas-Texas rivalry back. That was a big rivalry back in the day.
Thanks, so do, yep.
Baylor. We forgot about Baylor. Baylor?
I mentioned them earlier.
I'd love to see Baylor.
They might start off things like they might go to the Pac-12. That's going to become Pac-15.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's true. I mean, they got some big dogs, especially in the basketball world, but it's just a matter of positioning and placing. And then Savage, I mean, we already know where the money gonna go. Come on, guys. In the evil people pocket. We know that. We know that, man.
Hey, but so with the college football playoff potentially expanding, we talked about that a couple weeks ago. Now Oklahoma can go to the SEC, lose 3 games, and still possibly make the playoffs. So that's the benefit, and it also still hurts Memphis because ASC you're gonna have 5, 6 SEC teams out of 12 in there, and there you go.
Which personally, I'm okay with that as long as we can get one team from the group of 5 in. Let's get one team in there because I mean I understand that Memphis not as good as like Texas. I understand that, but like give somebody a chance, give Cincinnati a chance to play. You know what I'm saying? Because they played Georgia good last year.
Yeah, Captain beat. They had a better quarterback, really.
Right.
He can run.
He ain't get into him yet. I'll talk about him later this season.
All right, man. Took, you asked for it. Here you go. Trolling now. You asked for it. Let me be real.
I got one too.
Oh, cool. I'm happy I don't know when to go because it was just small, silly, and something I thought about when it happened. So, it being when Team USA said, "Hey, JaVale McGee, we want you to hoop with us," right? It was so many things going in.
3 rings. He said he had 3 rings, bro.
He got 3 rings. So in the midst of trolling and we want to come in and actually it's a little bit of would you rather as well, but let's trolling all bases. So trolling all, JaVale McGee is a top 5 American center in the NBA. American.
Man,
So,
I'm not finished. I am not about to go thinking who is American NBA.
I mean, I got a list of players, and it's kind of like a would you rather, would you rather too. So
got a list.
you have a drop. You thinking about it. You thinking about it.
You should have gave us ahead of time. This is a last out here.
Give me a list too. Give me a list.
So if you think about JaVale McGee, right, he does what he does, but exceptionally well. I mean, he does what he does better than most people. So we got Karl Anthony Towns, of course, that's a no. Bam, of course, that's a no.
Bam.
So
yeah, he's on Team USA.
Is Bam American?
He's on Team USA.
Come on, really? Come on, y'all. Bam over McGee. Okay, so the fact that I got.
I was asking was he Nigerian or American, but he
He on Team USA. He American for right now until we kick him off and not doing what he's supposed to in the paint. It is what it is.
Sure, I thought about it.
That's why I need y'all on the show with us.
Because you got to really think about this. Like it's like.
Let me keep going. I got a list. So Pat, no. Bam, no. DeAndre Ayton, savage.
No comment.
Would you rather have DeAndre Ayton or JaVale McGee?
Well, you better not there.
No comment.
Stop it.
Miles Turner. I like Miles Turner. I'll pick Miles Turner over JaVale McGee.
So you got him feel after all them.
Texas.
I mean, you know, man. All right, so Jared Allen.
Yeah, I think he was JaVale McGee, ain't he?
Now we get to the nitty gritty. All right, so we got.
Hey man, you forgot James Wiseman though.
James Wiseman next.
Oh, okay.
I mean, he's still a rookie. They only played 30 games.
I'm still taking him over JaVale McGee.
Me too. All right, Andre Drummond.
Dude, that's a watch.
In
today's game? No.
And last but not least, the guy that was supposed to win Finals MVP to Savage's standards, Brook Lopez. Listen.
This team, I take Brook Lopez because he can shoot at least.
I took him on this list.
That's an all-defensive player.
He's so close to the Finals MVP though, but I take him.
All right, so that put JaVale at like 6. I mean, I take it.
6? Why you got about 8 people?
What you said too, I'm realizing that we don't have that many American centers. That's what I'm realizing.
Right. That's the point that's the other point I want to make. So it's like that's why JaVale. If people ask why JaVale McGee was on Team USA, it's because we got players who either A didn't want to join or B.
Yeah, I thought they declined.
JaVale McGee was a better fit.
They all declined.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure they did.
So I guess I'm trolling. I mean, it was just a thought I had, like when America picked him. I mean, it made sense to me.
Yeah.
I mean, low-key, it
was a good thought process. Yeah, it was a good thought because when you say American, it's like, hold on.
Yeah,
you eliminating. I mean, Jokic, you just eliminate like everybody.
Who else?
Like it's like dang.
B is
Capella.
Capella's American, so yeah, I was like, yeah, you're right. That's terrible. America do better. Do better, America. We got
James Wiseman saved the big man. Saved the American big man. I'm sorry, James Wiseman. Sorry to put the more pressure on you, but we need you to save the American big man so you can help us in the Olympics 4 years from now. Because
pressure. The pressure is on.
Pressure's definitely on. All right, y'all. Thanks for entertaining my foolishness.
That was a good one. I can't get right. That was low key good one.
Okay.
All right.
Trevor wanted us to say photo.
All right, it's my turn now. So on Twitter, Sharky, you got at me for this tweet, but it's okay. I'm gonna just go right into it. Jalen Hurts is the most likable superstar in the NFL right now. Why is Sharky leaving the?
Now this applies. Think
about the buildup that he has had over the course of his career, right? He's a likable guy from Alabama. He works his butt off. He treated the Alabama situation perfectly. Goes to Oklahoma.
Nobody even knows who he is.
Performs well, then goes to the NFL, gets thrown into the mix with Carson Wentz, He handled the situation perfectly, and now he's a starting quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles. Nobody hates Jalen Hurts. Raise your hand if you hate Jalen Hurts. Nobody does.
Because we don't know him. We don't know him. I would not like somebody I don't know. I don't know Jalen Hurts. The only thing I know about Jalen Hurts is the fact that he took Carson Wentz spots as he should have. That's the only thing we know about Jalen Hurts.
Everything that you just said, what does superstar have to do with anything you just said?
Because he's going to perform well this year. He has to.
But we still don't know who he is.
He's a superstar.
That's what we're talking about right now.
He will be the most likable superstar in the NFL this year.
Bro, you was saying first time about you want mine.
Can we get to All-Star first? I don't even know. NFL ain't even got All-Stars, but can we get All-Star first?
I got a troll to know. Which was worse? This take about Jalen Hurts being a superstar, or I got Darren Jeans talking about Danny Dimes being the MVP candidate?
Oh, no. Oh. That's disrespectful. Daniel Jones. He might. See, I'm not expecting it, but, I mean, the Cowboys, I mean, we don't know. They won like 4 games last year. We don't know.
So they finally get their quarterback next season, but it is what it is.
Answer the question.
He said Dan Dimes was no. He said Dan Dimes was worse than him. I agree.
Because at least I know that Danny Dimes couldn't do it, but it was just entertainment. We don't know Jalen Hurts. We only saw him for 8 games. 8 games. How is he a likable superstar when he's not even an all-star yet? Eagles fans don't even like the fact that he's starting for them yet. Can you
Bro, he's barely a star turd.
Look, for Deshaun Watson next week.
Right.
He's barely a star turd.
This should go age for 1 week.
Dan Jones is more athletic than that. It wasn't me.
I don't remember what I said.
That's probably what James.
I don't even like Dan Jones.
I'm mad my guy James catching strays to this day. It's been like a full year. He's still catching strays.
Because a full year has happened and Danny Dimes got worse, arguably.
It was the pressure.
He said
we can't be putting unexpected pressure, Savage, on certain players that are young and still trying to find a way in the league. We can't be doing that.
My expectations are low for this entire team. I'm just saying, given the nature of his personality, his history, and his desire to be great, he will be the most likable superstar in the NFL. Dare I say he will be the NFL's next Cam Newton. Dare I say that?
But you must not have heard of Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson?
Oh, no. Hurts can throw the ball. Lamar can't really throw.
No, Lamar got MVP, though.
That's
Hurts can get MVP.
Hurts can get MVP at some point, right?
You know, Christian McCaffrey, the white hope.
Let me go back to the comment. No. This is no one a little worse than trolling now. This is straight up.
You know what? Y'all better not, at Let's Be Real Sports Incorporated, y'all better not let information change this year.
I'm hoping. I would like to see Jalen Hurts become a superstar. The question was if he won in this current.
Information gonna change this year. Y'all better.
Yep. Y'all gonna be careful.
At 2024, we seeing Hurts on the Madden cover real soon. We seeing Jalen Hurts on the Madden cover real soon.
It could change. It could change the opposite way. I think you were talking about y'all possibly taking quarterback next year if y'all think. You know?
We might. Yeah, we might.
It could change the opposite way as well.
Mr. Brown can come down. I don't care. The guy from Ole Miss can come on down. I don't care. North Carolina quarterback can come down too.
I think what we're seeing, and I hate the guys ain't on because Savage again, welcome back, right? But we gotta have the guys on so we can have a real talk with you, right? Because I've faced my demons. I've seen my team go from the Super Bowl to there we go. I've seen my team go from Super Bowl to 0 just like this. You're watching your team win a Super Bowl and go to shit just like this. So I think you're in the now. And I think next episode, when all the guys are on, we need to have everybody. We need to have a real talk with you because you're at an all-time with your team that I've never seen you at. And it's making you make stupid statements that I know that you don't believe. So Trev, Lito, Sheedy, when y'all come back home, we gotta have a talk with our brother Savage because he is our brother. Maybe you're not getting enough sleep.
I'm not getting enough sleep, but hey, look, I'm just happy to be back. I just need to try to make Jalen Hurts this year. The Eagles been
You know what? You needed the version. You needed the Suns. How the Suns fan came to you at Aiden. You need that. You need the energy for that tweet. For this one from well, man, Bates was supposed to get on you on that one. You got the wrong energy on the wrong tweet.
Your vocab word for next week needs to be likable.
Oh, okay, man, I got you.
No, I need to be. I need to know. No, he needs to define superstar as well.
Likable superstar, and put them together in a sentence, and make sure Jalen Hurts is not a part of that sentence.
Right. All right, man. That was
shout out to this Chick-fil-A cup that ain't even open on Sunday, but I'm just sipping out of it. Wow.
Hey, be sure to get that 50-50, that new Giannis drink. Half Sprite, half lemonade.
I wish I had enough to get a 50-piece nugget, but you know.
But chicken minis, actually, what he specifically got.
Yeah. Shout out to him. I'm happy he won a ring, man. I'm happy he enjoying life. He doing his thing. The people loving him. He deserved the ring. He deserved it.
One without building a super team, like you said, man. Respect.
Like you know, hey, just back up them words when the Warriors coming back. You know what I'm saying? We'll be ready for you.
They coming. They coming.
All right. After all of that, it's been fun. The next time, what did you say? Buckets. Oh, so you said about 6. All right. So next time, peace.
Be easy.
Be easy out here.